Hi everyone, I am Dr. Bell and welcome to my channel. I know it has been a while you haven't heard from me. I am very sorry because I was so busy for the past few weeks or a month, and I am serving as a mathematics department chair, guys, this year. I have been doing this for such a long time, but last year I refused to serve. It's because I was overwhelmed with my studies and another responsibilities. But this year I have no choice but to resume my role as mathematics content lead. So, with that in mind, that is an extra workload for me. I have to do some informal observations to teachers, and like I said, it's a lot of paperwork. So I was so busy. And in fact, tomorrow I have to attend another leadership training to ensure that I am doing the observations properly, ensuring that giving feedback to the teachers that I have observed is proper and appropriate. So, yeah, so that's how my life right now. But of course, I owe this to you. So, for today's video, I would like to discuss and update you guys, or should I say, give you a snapshot of my teaching life here in the US. And I know some of you might wonder, how did she manage or how did she survive teaching in the US for that long? Okay, so first, guys, I want you to think about what's your motive of teaching here in the US. Okay, so I know for sure some of you, you will get excited to teach here, and then few months later or a year later, you will be feeling overwhelmed and stressed because of the reality. So I will give you that ahead of time because I don't want you to expect too much, and then all of a sudden you will be feeling disappointed. Okay, so through me at least, you have some knowledge of what really a life of a teacher here in the US. So, what was my motive? Why I decided to continue my teaching career here? Honestly, guys, a lot of people say that the pay of the teacher here is lower than any other countries. But I can tell you this, with regards to me, I want to work because I have people who are very dependent on me. And I'm not only saying this for my family here, but I have my family back home in the Philippines who need me. And so that is one of my motivations. And another one is, of course, I believe I am called to be a teacher. So this is where I destined for. So I will just do my duty and whatever God's plan for my life, and I'm hoping that I do not disappoint Him. So yeah, so but of course, I'm not gonna be hypocrite to say that. I wanted to teach because I want to only make a difference in the lives of the young generation. No, I have to work because I need to survive. I have to work because I have people around me who need me financially, because teaching is my expertise. Then yeah, why not? So but it's not that easy. My journey has been very difficult, and trust and believe me, no one had mentored me for to begin with. So I have to learn it on my own. So I have to deal with it on my own. I have to study it on my own, and I have to observe my colleagues on my own, and learn from them. And I have to be accustomed to everything. I have to adjust myself for everything. And the greatest challenge that I have is when I was already in a educational setting where I have classes that are full. My classroom is full because as a mathematics teacher, guys, your classroom is full. You have the maximum number of students within each class, and I have 7 classes per day. And to think about that, 35 times 7 mathematically wise, that's a lot of students per day. So I have to deal with that. And so it's not a joke. So my motivation is, of course, to earn, so I can help other people. And of course, I want to make a difference in the lives of others. I want to give back the young generation, and I have to model that to them as well. So I'm not only teaching for the content academically wise, but I want to be a role model to the students as well. So with that in mind, how did I manage to survive knowing that I'm a foreigner in this country? And of course, I have to deal with a culture shock thing. And let's face it, you are raised in a culture and which is totally different from the students' culture here. So you will have to adjust yourself in that regard. And so there are so many things that I would love for you to consider, but for today's video, I will only mention few of the characteristics that I think are very important in order for you to survive. One is you must have a strong mindset. You must have a strong attitude, because if you do not have a strong personality, guys, you will end up crying somewhere. Okay, so you will not, because no matter how patient you are, no matter how understanding you are as a person, these students here will push you to the limit. They will challenge you. I'm serious. They will challenge you. They will push you to the limit. And if you do not know how to handle and that kind of behavior, then you will end up crying, or much worse, you will quit and you will say, this job is not for me. And in reality, it exists. I have colleagues before who have been crying out of stress, out of frustrations, out of mixed emotions, guys. And I have colleagues also that they decided to quit and venture another profession. So I did say that it's because teaching is not just like a profession that, oh, well, I'll go to school, teach, and be done with it. No, no, unfortunately, that is not the case. Okay, so anyway, the second thing I want you to think about is you must need to have a compassionate and understanding heart, because without those two, trust me, you will never understand why the students act like that or things like that in nature. I just want to remind you guys that if you are teaching in a school where you might have a behavior problems or things like that, I want you to think of this way, that some of the students also go through life in a difficult mode. And their culture here, you will understand better if you truly have experienced some of the students in your classroom go through, and they need you, they need your understanding, they need your compassion. So be compassionate and be willing to understand their situation, whatever it is. And if they confide to you, make sure it's confidential. You don't need to talk about that to somebody else. Just keep it to yourself. And if it's really alarming, then there is a protocol also to deal with that. So also, the last but not the least is you must develop a very good rapport to your students. You must build good relationship with your students, and in that way you will not have problems with them. You will gain their respect, and also model to them your expectations. What are the things that you would like them to show or to exhibit in your classroom? So model that to them. And say, for instance, you don't want them to use their cell phones inside a classroom, then you model it to them as well by not having a phone while you are teaching. Do not carry your phone while you are teaching. Do not wear AirPods while you are teaching, so that in that way they will not follow you as well. Okay, so be professional enough. So whatever your expectations from them, model it to them. Because trust me, I have done that, and I can tell you guys, I enjoyed my teaching. It's because I gained that respect from my students, and I have an enjoyable teaching life. It's because my students are enjoying with me. and we are enjoying together. When they are learning from me, and not only academically, but also what it takes to be good citizens in this country. So just model it to them, guys. So those are the three things. And the last but not the least, this is very crucial, is you must have a good classroom management, and that is vital in a teaching profession. You must establish a good classroom management, because if you do not have that, then it's over. And I do not care if you are expert with your content area. I don't care if you are that intelligent as a teacher. But if you cannot deliver that to your students because your classroom is in chaos, then trust me, you cannot teach your students that day. So for the next video, guys, I will give you some tips on how to establish good classroom management. So if you are teachers out there and you are willing to come here and teach, or if you are already here and you're struggling to manage your class, then I will see you in the next video, and I'm very much willing to share that to you. Okay, so okay, guys, that's it for now, and have a nice day. And as always, if nobody says how amazing you are, Dr. Bell says you are uniquely amazing. Have a nice evening, everyone.